Joseph and Pharaoh's dream, a story of divine interpretation. The air in Pharaoh's chamber was thick with tension. The torches along the marble walls flickered, casting eerie shadows as Egypt's mighty ruler sat uneasily on his throne. For 2 nights in a row, he had been haunted by dreams, visions so vivid they unsettled even his hardened heart. He had summoned Egypt's finest magicians, priests, and wise men, but none could unravel the mystery. With a sigh, Pharaoh rose, pacing before the golden pillars. Just then, his chief cupbearer, who had been listening quietly, stepped forward and bowed. "O great Pharaoh, may I speak?" Pharaoh gestured impatiently. "What is it?" "There is a Hebrew man in the prison, a servant of Potiphar, who possesses a divine gift. He once interpreted my dream while I was imprisoned, and everything happened exactly as he said. Perhaps he can help." Pharaoh's eyes lit up with curiosity. "Bring him at once." Joseph before Pharaoh. Joseph, the prisoner, was hastily cleaned, dressed in fresh garments, and led into the royal court. As he stood before Pharaoh, his heart remained steady. He had long learned that wisdom was not his own but came from the Lord. Pharaoh, his expression both intrigued and desperate, leaned forward. "I have had a dream that none can explain. But I have heard it said of you that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it." Joseph bowed respectfully. "I cannot do it," he replied humbly, "but God will give Pharaoh the answer he desires." Pharaoh narrowed his eyes but proceeded to recount his dream. "In my dream, I stood by the Nile. Out of the river came 7 fat, healthy cows, grazing in the reeds. But then 7 other cows, ugly and thin, came up after them. They devoured the fat cows, yet they remained as gaunt as before. Then I had another dream. I saw 7 heads of grain, full and ripe, growing on a single stalk. After them sprouted 7 thin, scorched heads. The thin heads swallowed up the full ones. I told this to my magicians, but none could explain it." The court fell silent. Joseph closed his eyes for a moment, then looked at Pharaoh with certainty.